Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in to watch this video. My name is Debbie and I am from Spill the Tea Leaf Readings and more. For this video, I am going to focus on tarot spreads you can use to check in on your health, both physical and mental. These are not to be used in place of a doctor. I feel like there are more disclaimers that should be stated, especially around mental health, so I will just really stress that any issues you're facing physically or mentally cannot be solved by doing one of these spreads. These spreads can offer you guidance and perhaps some peace of mind, but do not take the place of a licensed professional or medicine. Now that I've said that, the cards I'll be showing you are just examples, and I'm not actually reading for a person, not even myself. It's all in service of showing you what the tarot can do for you. And of course, if you like what you see, let me know and subscribe, and maybe even get a reading with me. If this is something you're interested in, you can email me at info@spillthetealeaf.com. Our first spread is a common one. I use this sometimes as my daily pull just to check in with myself. This addresses health both in terms of your mental and your physical state. If you're feeling ill, you can use this spread by focusing on how you are currently feeling. I would suggest using this more as a check in at any point, though. In this example, we have the Star for the Mind, card 1, the Lover's Reverse for Body, card 2, and the Knight of Pentacles for Spirit, card 3. The star indicates that you're feeling hopeful and renewed. What a great state of mind to be in. The Lover's Reverse is telling you to focus on yourself with some self-love. This could mean a time to go to the spa, it could mean a time to focus on eating better, or it could be something else that puts the focus on you and your bodily health. This could even be telling you to get out in nature and hike. The Knight of Pentacles is a good, reliable guy. As a spirit card, though, I would say the Knight is telling you that things are remaining the same and that maybe it's time to shake things up a bit. Moving on to our next spread. This one comes from Daily Horoscope, and this is another good check-in spread and does not need to be used when you are in poor health. In fact, it's best to use it when you are in good health in order to keep things that way. So here are some cards for this example. Where your current health stands is represented by the Ace of Wands reversed. So things are stalled, you aren't feeling inspired. This may be telling us something about your mental health, but it could also be something to the effect of you eating the same boring meals day after day and your body is craving something new. The Ace of Cups, another ace, love that, is an area that may give you issues in the future. This can be an emotional card, so again, could be representing some mental health issues coming up, but it could also be representing something else. Lots of water could equal bathroom issues, if you know what I mean. One thing I love about tarot is that each of these cards can represent different things. Who the current is really helps to nail down which way to interpret each card. Guidance you need to hear about now, about your health, is the Three of Wands reversed. When reversed, this card is saying that it's not yet time to leave your comfort zone, that you have some more planning to do. With this question, I might interpret the card as reminding you that the decisions you make now determine what happens down the line. Are you exercising? Are you getting enough fresh air? Are you eating right? Are you seeing a therapist or have someone else you can talk to? If the answer to any of these questions is no, you should get on it before it's too late because you never know what could happen. And finally, we have the moon reverse for how can you express more positive energy towards your body. This card is showing someone who is taking risks and putting themselves in danger. So in order to express more positive energy, stop taking those dangerous risks. Just because you can make awesome fried food in your air fryer does not mean you should be consuming fried food for every meal. Or just because you can push your body to its limits when you exercise each and every day doesn't mean uh, that that's what you should be doing. All right, as usual, we increase the number of cards here as we get deeper into the video. This is another general health spread, and this is from 713blessings.com. This looks at your past as well as what's going on with you now, and then continues to a possible future. So here we have the Nine of Wands for past health. That tells me that you are weary and worn out. Perhaps you are recently recovered from something, or maybe you suffer from a chronic illness or lasting effects of COVID-19. Even though this is the past card, it signals to me that you are still feeling the effects of something that knocked you out for a little while. Presently, we have the Four of Swords reversed. This tells me that you've done all you can do. You've taken time off, you've rested, but now it's time to get up and live life again. The Queen of Swords shows up for what you can improve, which tells me that it's time to be honest with yourself about your afflictions and to take care of yourself. Don't wait around for someone to tell you how to do this. Figure it out and do it. The Eight of Cups reversed shows up for the guidance card. It's time to move on. Um, Whatever this past health situation was, it really got to you, but honestly, it's time to continue with your life. This is basically telling us the same thing as the present health card. It's time. And finally, what is the outcome of this guidance if followed? So the Page of Swords. I love that the Queen and Page of Swords are looking at each other. They know what's going on. If you follow this guidance, you will feel like a new person. Keep your mind sharp, continue to learn the best way to take care of yourself, and the outcome will be a good one. I want to stress again that none of these spreads can replace the advice of a licensed medical professional, but it's always important to trust yourself and how you feel. And I think that is what these cards are trying to say. Okay, here is a spread to use once you are feeling sick. And this is more for someone feeling physically sick than mentally ill. And this is from Emerald Lotus, where I find a lot of helpful spreads. Looking at this example, I see we're off to an interesting start with the Three of Swords. Normally, I would think of this card as something more mental than physical. The two can be tied together here, which may be the case in the situation. The Three of Swords shows someone who is heartsick. So maybe after a period of grief and depression, the querent stopped taking good care of themselves, and that is why they are feeling sick. For where the sickness stems from, we have the Two of Swords reversed, which shows someone who's been holding on to a lot not in order to not hurt other people. Almost as if this person has been playing peacemaker instead of taking sides or making a decision that might ultimately hurt someone. All of that can really take a toll on someone physically after a while. The spiritual lesson behind the illness is the Eight of Pentacles. So this is someone who has been putting in a lot of hard work. Taking this into account with the last two cards, I'm seeing someone who has worked themselves really hard and probably physically exerted themselves in the process to be perfect for other people. Someone who has made themselves ill by not being true to themselves. The Ten of Pentacles is an action the querent can take to heal. This is saying it's time to go to your family and let them take care of you. You've put in your time, now it's their turn. And finally, energy you should embrace to heal is the Devil. Based on this reading as a whole, I would say it's time you give into temptation a little. What do you want to do for you? Be selfish, have fun, and don't worry so much about the consequences. Obviously, you wouldn't want to take this to the extreme, but a week of letting yourself go down this road will be good for you. So this spread from Metaphysi Pop is 6 cards and is another spread to look at once you are not feeling great, but could be a more general spread. This also is one that I think would work for either physical or mental illness. Just a reminder to pay attention to how to lay this one out. Card 1 is in the middle and card 6 is up top. Starting with that middle card, we have the Queen of Cups. That tells me that your overall health is in a good place. Based on the next two cards, I think this is more of a mental thing going on, maybe about a sadness. So let's see. The second card is a Chariot reverse, which is about aimlessness or loss of direction. So the nature of your health problem may be that you are at a loss in life, feeling like you have nothing going for you. What is causing it is Three of Cups reversed, which tells me that you feel isolated and alone. The Two of Wands, which is all about planning, typically answers how the problem will progress if it goes untreated. In this case, I would say that the treatment is planning, and if you fail to do that, you will always be watching the world pass you by, but not participating in it yourself. Card 5 is how will the problem be affected if you seek a professional? For this, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. This card shows fogginess, a lack of clarity. And this placement, I actually think the upright version is more helpful. It is saying that with professional help, you will cease to have lack of clarity. You will gain clarity instead. And finally, that top card is telling you what you can do on your own to help your condition. It's temperance, which just feels obvious. Find some balance in your life. Don't go out and party every night, but find people to spend time with here and there. get out into the world just enough that you aren't isolated anymore. That will help to improve your malaise, which, will help you feel better. Well, I feel like a lot of these examples have pointed towards mental health, but this spread from Elbron Lotus again is specifically for those times when you want to check in and improve your mental health. This doesn't mean that you wait until you're depressed to use the spread, but if you're having a bad day or feeling a little off, this may provide some extra guidance. So, the card representing your mental health is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. This shows that you aren't feeling grounded or that maybe you feel powerless. It's time to pay more attention to the King of Cups. So, this is interesting because this could be like a person you need to pay more attention to, but that would be a little weird in the spread, I think. Instead, perhaps this card is saying that you need to pay more attention to your emotions. Are they balanced? This king is all about keeping himself in check while also being a caring and sensitive individual. So maybe you are empathetic and taking like too much in from everyone else. And this card is reminding you to keep your distance a little so that you can be balanced. Something you can do to improve your health is to stop taking on so much responsibility. Share the wealth, delegate. So says the Ten of Wands. The Empress is how to find support to help you cope. So if this were me, I would 100% interpret this as call your mother and vent to her. I am very lucky to have a supportive mother. This card can also be signaling for you to take on a caregiver role yourself. For some people, taking care of others makes them feel better themselves. For everyone else, I would interpret this card as either spending time with Mother Earth out in nature or as finding someone like a therapist or a friend who has that mother vibe that you can talk to. The Seven of Wands is how you can stay mindful of your well being. And the answer is to never give up. Every time you start to feel off, depressed, whatever it is, be vigilant and do what you need to do before things take a turn for the worst. This card is reminding you that you are resilient, so keep fighting. Just know that the fight may take a different form each time. And the Queen of Wands is a way that you are growing as a person. So I would interpret this as becoming more social. The more you interact with others, the more you learn, and the more you are able to put your best self out there. The Queen of Wands is a social butterfly. All right, two spreads left. This guiding illness spread is from the Tarot Guru. This spread looks at mental and physical health together. As I mentioned earlier, often the two are linked, so looking at how the two relate to each other should be helpful. This is also our longest spread today, by the way. Current health issues are the Six of Wands. So this card is usually about accomplishment and pride. So I would say you're feeling pretty good right now, but in a way that may lead to a fall. Like you're feeling so good that you take unnecessary risks. In my case, that would be overeating and making myself sick. So this is a current health status and warning card all in one. The second card is the Nine of Cups reversed. So a lack of comfort was an issue that is influencing your present, like back issues. The Five of Swords reversed is how you can improve your health. Know when to walk away from something unhealthy, plain and simple. Our fourth card is the Four of Pentacles reversed, a greedy card. What you need to improve your health is a sense of control. Measure out all your food, lay out all your pills and vitamins ahead of time in one of those pill organizers. Have everything just so for yourself. The immediate changes you need to make to improve your health is the Knight of Swords, which is just funny because his is all about immediacy. So the card is repeating part of the question here. The Knight is saying that you need to stop questioning and do right now. Don't wait. So if you've been hemming and hawing about making that doctor's appointment, stop stalling and pick up the phone. The Three of Pentacles is the card that is showing your mental health in relation to your physical health. This card is all about teamwork. So it's saying that you need your people around you to keep you feeling good. This could mean that you need friends around to help keep your spirits high, which in turn will help you physically. Because it's the Three of Pentacles, though, it could also be talking about having experts around to help you, each bringing their expertise to give you peace of mind, which will help you relax and keep you healthy that way. After all, we all know what stress can do to a body. Your path to recovery is the Fool reversed. If you think about the fact that earlier the cards were saying that you need to control all the little things, this card is saying once you do that, let go and just live. Get everything in place so you don't have to worry and then enjoy life. The future is the Eight of Cups, which looks disappointing. I'm sorry, the Five of Cups, which looks disappointing, but it's all about point of view. Look, we all get older, we all get sick from time to time. The key is to look for the cups that are still standing. Look for all the things we still have and hold on to those. That will help you stay positive, um, and that will help you as you go forward. Our last spread is one that, again, looks at body and mind together. Are your chakras balanced? If not, how can you improve that area, whether it's mental or physical? And this particular chakra balancing spread is from Ashley Cristiano. To interpret the spread, you need this key. I thought this was interesting and different. You don't really need to know what the cards mean necessarily in order to interpret them here. For each of these 7 cards, you're going to be looking to see if the card is a minor, major, or core card and whether or not it's reversed. Let's take a look at an example. I've smushed everything together on one slide here, but the cards are very small, so I apologize. So you're supposed to start at the bottom here with the root chakra. So for probably the only time, start with the last card, which is the Five of Pentacles. This is an upright minor card, so your root chakra is balanced. Yay. The sacral chakra card is the King of Pentacles and an upright major, so something big needs your attention. I would guess that this is telling you to get in touch with nature to rebalance your creativity. One thing about the chakras that I don't have here is that each chakra also goes with different parts of you physically. Some are obvious, like the throat chakra. I am only starting to learn about this, so I'm leaving this out, but you can easily, bring that piece back into this reading for yourself. Okay, next up is the solar plexus. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. She's hard to see, I know, but I promise it's her. A reverse major card tells us that there is something excessive in the chakra, that we need a little less of what's going on here. Maybe this is saying that you're living life a little too much and you need to learn to slow down a little bit. From here, we go to the heart chakra with death. Ooh, scary. We have a lot of upright majors and absolutely no court cards here, I'm noticing. But you know the drill. Something big needs your attention. Maybe you've been ignoring your partner or you haven't taken the necessary time to love yourself lately. Because this is a death card, you might also add that as you come to the end of a chapter in your life, you need to focus on what's up ahead rather than what's already behind you. So, however that plays into the heart chakra could be the answer here. The third eye chakra is the Six of Pentacles reversed, lots of pentacles here. A reverse minor indicates blocked energy, so perhaps you aren't trusting your gut enough and you need to work on that to balance this particular chakra. And finally, the crown chakra card is the Hanged Man. So, an upright major card, which means something big needs your attention. Since this card is all about pausing to get a new perspective, I would say that you need to take a step back to rebalance your spirituality. Take time to really feel this out for yourself. Again, if you know more about chakras, this can be a spread that helps you rebalance yourself physically as well as mentally. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for sticking with the video all the way to the end. I hope you got something out of these spreads, and if you are interested in getting a reading like this, feel free to email me at info@spillthetealeaf.com. In my next video, I'll highlight a different type of spread, and I do hope you'll join me for that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and comment below if you want me to cover something specific sooner rather than later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful day.